Hey everyone, welcome to this tutorial on how to use the build mode on Botsociety and how to export your designs to Dialogflow. In this video, we'll cover simple interactions to more complex methods of building your bots, such as slot filling, fallback paths, and more. There's a list of the chapters of this video in the description down below, so you can skip to the part that you need more. Now, to get started, I created a simple design here. It's just one path fulfilling one intent, and the user just wants to order a pizza. So to get started, I want to switch from the edit mode to the build mode. So I can click here or just click on Control B. And this is the build mode. So you'll see this panel open up. And here you can see build and export for Dialogflow, Rasa, currently on beta, or through the API. So to get started, I'm just gonna, I've renamed this. So the whole path should have the same intent. So what I want to do is I'm just going to rename this intent over here to order pizza. And then the point of the whole path is to satisfy the conditions for the bot to give a response to the user about their pizza being ordered and being on the way. And so the way this works in this basic example that we like to get started from is that according to Dialogflow, an intent has an NLP message, which is this first one, and then it has parameters. So we have 3 parameters, and the parameters are these conditions that the conditions or questions that the bot has to ask the user and fulfill in order to give the final part of the intent, which is the response. So the way that parameters work is that they need to have variables from the user side. So we're going to mark these up very soon with variables or entities. And then when you export to Dialogflow, we'll export your designs, your intents, and the variables, as well as utterances. So as you can tell, I've added utterances here, which are different things that the user can say, or just different like prompts from the bot. And at the end, once I export, we'll be able to go to Dialogflow and see how this works there. So to get started with this, I already renamed the intent order pizza. So that's the intent for the whole path, as I said. And then the bot says, so NLP message and then first parameter. And the first parameter is a block of messages. It's a block of these 2 messages. So what kind of pizza do you want? And the user can say pepperoni or something else. So to declare a variable, you can select or just double click like that on a word. And here I'm going to just add the entity name pizza type. So pizza type pepperoni. And so the parameter that the bot has to fill and the user has to fill in this block of messages is pizza type. And so since I have utterances, I'm going to cycle through them over here and mark all of these pizza types up with the entity name pizza type. So you can see now they're all marked up and I have them here. They appear on the side, so pizza type and then the words. So next up is what size. So for the size, I've also added small, medium, and large as utterances. So I'm going to do pizza size. And then great. So those are also marked up. And then what address should I send it to? This is also needed. So for address, I'm just going to name this address. I didn't make it super specific, but you can add more details to this, not just San Francisco. And then one cool thing is that once a word is marked up with a variable or an entity somewhere in your design, we'll mark it up again. So for example, here it says your pizza size, pizza type, pizza is on its way to address. And that's how we'll export. So that once we define the type of entities, Dialogflow is able to train the bot. And over here in the second utterance, this is also marked up. So as I said, next we have to define the entity type. So pizza type, we have here the system variables, the system entity types that Dialogflow supports. Pizza type is not one of them. So what you can do is add a custom type. And whoops, so here. And I'll just select it. And then pizza size, same here. Just add this. And address, I'm just gonna search for, okay, yeah, so system address, I'll just do that. And now we're ready to export to Dialogflow. We have a little, instruction here and then a link to our documentation in case you need more help. So now that this is all done, I'm gonna export, and I hope my Google Dialogflow account is linked, but I'll show you how to resolve that error if it comes up. All right, so first when you click export, we show you this Dialogflow to set up your integration. So it's asking for the first or the default intent in your design. In this design, we only have one intent, so it's order pizza. The device to export, there's only one device in this design, iPhone. And then the channel to export, it's Facebook, since I'm building for Facebook Messenger. Please note that Dialogflow only supports the platforms that are here. So from Botsociety, you can export to Facebook, Actions on Google, so Google Assistant, and RBM, which is an enterprise platform. But for the other platforms, we've built export maps, which are for the default channel. And I'll go more into that in the next slide, the next part of this dialogue. So here, I just created this build demo project name and agent, so that I'm able to show you from the beginning how I'm building this bot. So I'm gonna select that. And yeah, so in the next part of this dialogue, as I said, we've created an export map. So the way we export your designs is by using export maps. Export maps are a way to map message types from the ones used in your Botsociety design to the ones that they will be developed as on Dialogflow or other platforms. So here, this is an official export map that we've created. So when it says official, that's created by the Botsociety team. We've matched your message types and components to the ones used on Dialogflow for the Messenger platform, since Dialogflow does support Messenger. And so through the export, we'll send all the utterances also from Botsociety to Dialogflow. You can read more about it on our documentation. You can go here to see how to select an export map for Dialogflow. So all I have to do is click on export here, and the export will begin. Great. So the export was completed successfully. I can go to the documentation again, and this is just a quick instruction to open your agent page on Dialogflow, so you're able to see the intents, entities, and utterances and how this has worked. So if I have this my Dialogflow page open, so if I go here and I just refresh, Great. So immediately within, it hasn't even been a minute, and my intent order pizza is there. So if I click on this, I'll open the intent, and then here I'm able to see that I have the training phrases. As we said, Dialogflow divides your intent into 3 parts, which is training phrases, actions and parameters, and responses. So great. So here, the training phrases, I want a pizza, I would like a pizza, can I get a pizza? Those I defined, okay. Those I defined here. So if I cycle through this, those are these ones. And so I want a pizza, I would like a pizza, can I get a pizza? You can keep adding more here. You can add more on Botsociety and export again, whatever you want. And then here you can see the parameters, as I said. Dialogflow considers all 3 of these parameters as required for the bot to give a response. So if one of these is not satisfied, is not fulfilled, the bot will keep asking the question. And the question is the prompts we've defined. So here, for pizza type, I just said, okay, nice, what kind of pizza do you want? But I think for this one, yeah, so for address, I added 2 different prompts. And the prompts are the utterances from the bot side. So here, we have pizza type, we have pizza size, and we have address. You can keep adding more parameters or add them on Botsociety, as I said. And now finally, once those are satisfied, the bot will send one of these responses. So great, as I said, your pizza size, pizza type pizza is on its way to address, because in the design, I said, great, your medium pepperoni pizza will soon get delivered in San Francisco. And because I marked up these words as variables, any type of pizza size and pizza type and address is eligible to be used in the sentence by the bot. Great. So now we can try to use the bot here. So I can say, I want pizza. Okay, so if the user says, I want a pizza, the default response that we've, created through Botsociety is, okay, nice, what kind of pizza do you want? So the bot is asking, the contexts are these ones. The intent is order pizza. The parameter, none of them have been satisfied. So what kind of pizza do you want? And I'm gonna write pepperoni. And the bot recognizes that as the pizza type parameter getting met. So then it continues to the next question, which is pizza size. So got it? What size? I'm gonna say medium. And finally, it says, gotcha, what address should I send it to? And here I can say Milan. And because I did not define the variable Milan, it's saying not available. So let me try San Francisco. Okay, so I should have said San Francisco when the bot asked me where I want it sent. Okay, so now that you see the default fallback intent, this is something we'll cover, but basically that was how to export the basic intent version of using build mode. So NLP phrase, parameter, and response. Next up, we're gonna explore slot filling, and then we'll get to the rest in a little bit. Show you how, if I were to write here, I want a pizza, let's say a medium pizza, I'll say pepperoni, in San Francisco. The bot will not understand this the way that we've trained it until now. So for example, it understands that C, it's pizza size medium, address pepperoni pizza in San Francisco, and then pizza type is left. So we're really confusing the agent right now. And instead, what you want to do when you want to add shortcuts like this, or as it's called, slot filling, is exactly what I'm going to show you now. So we did the basic example. Now we're going to do slot filling, also known as shortcut, since it offers the bot and the user a shortcut to get to, skip a parameter, skip 2-3 parameters and go to the end. So to do this, I'm going to create 2 new paths. Let's start with this one. So I'm going to say I want a medium pepperoni pizza in, let's say, San Jose. Whoops, mistake. I added that from the bot, not the user. So I'm just gonna switch sides. Yep. Oops. And let me delete this. Okay, and now I'm gonna clone this and I'll just add it here. Basically, I want to only give 2 pieces of information, and let's keep the address off. So save, and then I'm just gonna form it like this. So this is medium, this is size and type, and this other one is size, type, address. So these are training phrases that we need to give to the bot in order for the bot to understand that all these parameters and all these variables can be in the same sentence. And that, because as you know, that's a lot of the time that's how people talk. You don't give one piece of information at a time, but you give more of it all in one sentence. So I want a medium pepperoni pizza. Here we can skip immediately to, gotcha, what address should I send to? And then in this other one, I want a medium pepperoni pizza in San Jose. And it can be here. So then here it's like, I can even add another utterance that just says San Jose here. And I need to mark that up as a variable. But basically, yeah, so I've added these. Now on the build mode, what do we want to do? The first part is to declare this, to set the intent, to set the intent the same as, as the original path. So where the first intent is happening. And then this one as well, order pizza. Yep. And as I said here, like the size is marked up, the type is marked up, and then I need to mark up the city. Oops. Okay, so what did I say? Address. All right. So then over here in this variable, in this utterance, it's also marked up. And now all it takes is I export again. So it's going to ask me again the first or default intent, order pizza, and then I'm going to export to build demo as I was doing before. And let's see. Export is complete successfully. So now I switch here and here I am in my intent page. I'm just going to refresh. And the new information we sent overrides what we sent before. So basically, like, you have the old training phrases and the new ones. And here you can see that there are variables. So let's see. Yep. So now if I say I want a large margarita pizza in San Jose, All right, so here the pizza size is, we fulfilled the parameter pizza size, pizza type, and address. And there should be, okay, so that was the mistake. The response for Facebook will be, great, your large margarita pizza is on its way to San Jose. So there we go with the slot filling. And that's it for slot filling or shortcut. You can do this, even inside a path where there's another message here which just says it's the response message, and that's how you don't want to follow this model. You can only follow the slot filling. It's totally up to you.